I'm Chaz.
I'm Cadria. I'll go first. I'm Cadria
Let's
Landis.
start at the beginning.
Okay.
Why are you putting a pillow in front of you?
I don't know why, so stop.
What? Name and all your rank
I
and
know,
serial
but that's...
number, and then I'll do my name, rank, and serial number, and then we'll explain that we. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's silly. I think that sounds too scripted. Okay, but okay.
Like I'm Chaz, and I've been biking for about 2 years total.
I'm Cadria, and I have been biking for just this season, really.
Yeah, really.
I mean, like, I've had my bike for 2 years, and I biked a little bit last year before last, but nothing like consistent and serious until this year.
And so this year we decided to do the Hotter Than Hell, and we figured out on YouTube, at least through our search, that most of the Hotter Than Hell videos give you very little information. It's a lot of handlebar, camera viewing of the road. We all know what the road looks like in front of a bike. That was not those videos just aren't informative and not what I was looking for. So we thought, as novices who entered the Hotter Than Hell, we have a unique perspective on the experience.
Yeah, thought it would be cool and a little bit humorous at the same time.
Yeah, so we videoed us at different rest stops and stuff for our friends and family who were supporting us on Facebook, and we'll incorporate those at the end of our beginning here.
At the end of our beginning, you know.
Because that's how we are. We just keep continuing. We never end. What did you do to prep for the Hotter Than Hell?
Well, you mean like bike ride wise, or like?
Yeah.
Like, well, for us to prepare, I mean, we decided that we would try to do one big bike ride a month, you know, like an event or something. So, we did the first one was the Tour de Cure, and that was 62 miles,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did the Dunkin' Dehydrator. That was in June, and then the Hotter Than Hell in August. We tried to do like three rides a week, you know, just to prepare and get up our endurance and stamina. And towards the end, and when it started to get hot outside, we did some heat training, and so we would wait until later in the day to go ride. People thought we were nuts.
Yeah, we would leave out at like 10 a.m. To go do a 50-mile ride. Well, depending on your speed, of course, but we weren't rolling back in until 2 in the afternoon. We were in the heat of the day, and that was the whole point, was if you're going to train for an event that's going to be an all-day riding event, you have to do heat training. Getting up at 6 a.m. to go ride every time you want to train is not going to serve you very well in any of the summer meets.
No.
Our 3 rides that we did during the week, the first one was designed to increase our speed, and what we would do is to do a very short ride, like a 5, 10, 15-mile ride, but do it as hard as we could do it, as fast and as hard as we could do it. The second ride was for seat time, so it was a little bit longer ride, because we learned on the dehydrator, which was an 80-mile ride, that at about mile 60, we were both pretty much toast. I mean, there was hardly anything left in us to finish, and so we really wanted to increase that. So, and then on the weekends, we would do the long ride. That was how we trained for it. Beverage time.
We need a drink.
Just us.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the trade show at all?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
It's big. It's for a biking event, and we've been to several bike events, and it was a huge trade show. It was big. It was like going to the state fair.
Yeah, it really was. State fair, except nothing but bike crap.
Yeah, bike crap. That's exactly it.
Bike crap, but they did have like beer stands and
other rides were there promoting their events that they have going on. So you can kind of get exposed to some other rides you might want to try. Mm-hmm. So it was really pretty cool. The first impression is that you're at a state fair event building, because there's just so many people there and so much going on. A lot of stuff to buy. Anything you could, from bicycles down to socks to have your bike repaired. WD-40 was there, and they were giving away, or not giving away, they were actually just doing free bike washes. That was really cool.
And oiling it up. That was really cool.
Wash and lube.
Of course.
I'm going to say that very clear. It was WD-40 was the company.
If we had something,
if we had promotions. But I mean, it's really cool for a company that's really not known in the biking industry that much to offer up something free. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really great.
Unfortunately, we had already, by the time we found out about that, we had washed our bikes in the backyard a couple of nights before, so we were all set. So
yeah, ours was already cleaned up. Otherwise, we would have totally utilized that. Free bike wash and lube.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things like that they were doing just around the event center down there. It was really, really a great event. It's very well organized. I think it's impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was 12,000 plus bicyclists, and then if you have anybody there in attendance to support their bicyclists, you're looking easily at 20,000 people showing up at one location. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think they do a great job.
Yeah, it was cool. Started looking at places and everything, and all the hotels were booked. Well, come to find out,
that's true.
That they're like booked
the previous year,
a year in advance.
Yeah.
At
the last minute they announced the YMCA, which I think we're going to stay there next year, because they had a lot of offerings for $25. You got showers and
free Wi-Fi.
You can get in the hot tub, and not that you really want to be in a hot tub at the Hotter Than Hell, but the night before might be good and relaxing if you've driven a long way to get there and whatnot. So next year we're going to do the YMCA.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's where we ended up showering afterwards.
And I just don't have any desire to cough up $100 and $140 to go stay in a hotel that I'm really only going to see for a very short amount of time.
And they have a minimum stay of 2 nights. So you have to stay.
That's right.
You have to stay 2 nights. You can't just go and stay the one night and be done. They make you stay 2 nights. So that's like $280.
Yeah. It was all right. The place we stayed at. Definitely the YMCA. There's a lot of options. There's camping. You can bring your RV trailer. There's a lot of options that they offer.
Oh, I think they let you even bring your bike indoors.
Yeah, at the YMCA.
The YMCA. And where we stayed, although it was secure, I mean, supposedly.
Well, it was a tall fence with circle barbed wire stuff on the top, and it was right down in where the Jesus house is, and you just didn't feel very secure parking your car there, much less leaving your bike outside.
Yeah.
So, that's just some of the options. They offer a lot of options for that. You'll figure out what's best for you.
There is another option that you can sign up to stay with a family or someone who lives there, but we didn't even go that route. We didn't
explore that part.
But the YMCA looked really cool. I mean, it really looked cool, and they've got plenty of bathrooms, and that's the big thing, is having enough space to go to the bathroom, get ready, that kind of thing.
Because at the church we stayed at, there was a waiting line just to use the bathroom at night. Definitely a waiting line in the morning. And, you're all trying to get ready and get out of there, but you're still waiting to just brush your teeth.
Yeah, I think we went to where they store the drums. We found a little room
to change clothes.
We took our stuff in there and put our biking gear on in the morning in this closet. They probably thought we were up to no good or something.
No
but
telling.
Anyway, it was cool, and they did make us make breakfast.
They were really nice, and it was a very poor church. I'm sure they used that influx of money for a well-needed purpose.
Yeah,
we just will probably do YMCA next year.
Getting ready for the ride, and like the night before, when we're trying to go to sleep in this church on this horrible air mattress. I mean, I don't think an air mattress is ever good. Like, I don't care if it's like top of the line air mattress. The fact is, you're sleeping on a piece of air covered with plastic. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's just air and plastic, and so it just sucks. It just sucks.
And we had 30 other people in there breathing,
and I don't want
snoring.
to sound like a princess or anything, but if I could strap my bed on the top of that dang Cooper, we would have done it for sure. But anyway, so we're trying to sleep on this air mattress. It's lights out at 10 o'clock. Of course, I'm not ready to go to bed.
You would have not done that. It was like 80 degrees outside at night. You'd have been sweating your ass off. She wouldn't have done
No, I would have dragged I would have dragged my mattress into the church. I'd have been like, sorry, I got my mattress here. So we are in the church with all these breathing, snoring people. And
the sanctuary.
It was
church.
Yes, it was. Pews pushed aside, and here we are. And we didn't get struck down. Anyway, so there is no good way to sleep on an air mattress. I'm telling you.
You're almost better
right
off
now.
getting just a pad.
Like, yeah, I almost,
pad.
Aborted to the floor. So we're sleeping in this air mattress together, and
it rolls us to the center.
It rolls us both to the middle. So it's like you are forced to snuggle no matter the temperature. It's like, okay, you're in bed, snuggle time.
And out camping where you're just going to be fishing and, drinking beer or whatever, waking up every couple hours when somebody turns over is not a big issue.
If you're drunk.
But the night before a big ride, you really want good rest. So that's just our thoughts on it. I'm sure everybody has their own. But we were sharing a queen size or a full size air mattress, and we just did not get very good sleep. Along with, they left some of the church lights on so people could see to walk around, so it wasn't really dark, and then you had other people in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was something else. But
that's just our experience. And
obviously we don't go camping much. Because we're
prima donnas.
Yeah, we'd have to buy a camper. It wasn't bad. So, but we woke up before the 5 o'clock alarm.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about staying with everybody is when one person's alarm goes off, just about everybody else is either their alarm is going off or they're already getting up with that alarm. Mm-hmm. So it was like Grand Central Station in there at 4:45 in the morning. I had my alarm set for 5, but I was up at 4:45.
Like, who's going to sleep in? Like, really? Oh, no, you go.
Go ahead.
I'm going to sleep on this great mattress right now.
Hold my place in line.
Yeah. Okay. So, we were, the night before the ride, we got the air mattress blown up and everything, and we're sitting there and we're trying to get all of our stuff organized. She's trying to affix the camera to her nerd helmet.
It's recording. Really? I'm just testing it out.
All about making sure we had all of our stuff ready to go, our, water packs packed with food, and all this stuff was like pit-pat the night before so that we weren't scurrying around like freaking rats trying to get all of our stuff packed.
Which we had learned that on the dehydrator because we did most of it that morning, and then we ended up starting 15 minutes later than everybody else, which put us behind the pack.
I have to say, not because I wanted to the day before or the morning of, not because I wanted to, because I wanted to do it the night before. But this one kept saying, we can just do that in the morning. We can just do that in the morning.
Well, I didn't know she was going to take a shower in the morning either.
Oh, whatever.
That's true.
The shower did not matter.
It did too, because then I ended up doing a lot of the stuff, and I didn't have my helper helping do with all the stuff. Yeah, so we had learned from the dehydrator experience to get everything packed the night before. Just get your numbers on your bike, get your food in your bag, get your chapstick, your sunscreen, whatever else you're going to put on your bike in that bike bag. Just so in the morning, all you have to focus on is getting dressed and getting fed and getting out the door.
Yeah, just the basics. Because all those little things, they add
time.
Up. They add up and take time. So.
And you might as well wait to do your air and your bike tires till the next morning, because of the temperature change. You're going to have to re-air them up anyway. So that's always one that you just wait and do that in the morning. What did you think? What was you thinking it would be like? Did you think it was as hard as it was? Was it not as hard as you thought?
The ride?
Your initial thoughts on it before you actually were on the ride.
I was nervous as hell. I mean, because for one, I had just been in the ER 3 weeks before from the Dunkin' dehydrator. I only made it 71 miles of that 80 and ended up in the emergency room. And not because I didn't drink enough, but because I didn't take in enough electrolytes, which I had to make some major adjustments for this ride because I was peeing a lot. I just drank too much water, just water. So I was really kind of nervous about that and about going into this ride, mainly because of that and for the 3 weeks prior to the Hotter Than Hell.
We didn't hardly ride at all.
Yeah, because it took me like a week and a half just to get over the episode that landed me in the ER, the low sodium and low calcium. So it took me 3 weeks or a week and a half to get over that, and then I don't know. So we didn't ride, and
that's what had me worried about the ride. Was that we did not train those 3 weeks prior to the ride, and I think that really affected our performance. But I was just incredibly stoked about it. I was really excited about getting out there, because you hear about everybody going, well, have you done the Hotter Than Hell yet? And, we always had to say, no, we haven't done it yet. And so we did. And if you don't know, there are other rides that they offer. They offer 100K, a 50-mile ride, and a 25, I think. Is that right? You can look on their website, but it's not all just the Hotter Than Hell 100. So if you want to go and experience all the other stuff, the trade show and everything,
you don't have to do 100.
You don't have to do 100 to do it.
No.
So that
started deflating the match.
What all did we eat? We drank a protein shake that had 30 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And we ate a banana.
Yeah.
What else? Then that fruit powder stuff.
Oh yeah, I had some Prime drink from a health food store. No, one of those like workout places. I don't know. Anyway, I mixed us up some of that, and we drank that.
Drank some coffee. So we were definitely hydrated up and ready to rock and roll.
We make it to the line. And
on time.
On time. Early, in fact. Way early. I think we were like way early.
30 minutes early.
Okay. Hey. It's 6:30 in the morning, and they got the helicopters out and everything. The riders are all lining up. And if you look behind Kadra's head, that's where the next group of people start. And that's the other people. And we're ready to ride, right?
I think
we've had all kinds of different protein shakes and everything this morning, trying to just make sure that we stay healthy on the ride. Anyhow, next post whenever they let us head out.
And I know this may come as a shocker, but we're on time. Yay! Because we were in the Hotter Than Hell hopeful, meaning we're probably not going to freaking make it. But
no, we hadn't done it before.
Just kidding.
Because we hadn't done it before, we got put in the hopefuls.
Mm-hmm. So they had different starts for the different groups, and they they waited a certain amount of time until all of those people got past the starting line before they let the next group go, so that you weren't just like standing still until everybody gets going. It's kind of like being in a huge traffic jam, except all bicyclists. So anyway, I think it was close to 7:40 by the time we
It was a while before our group got to go.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a
So
while.
we get there at around 6:30 to the line because we don't want to miss the start that is supposed to be at 7. Well, it's at 7 for the people way up there,
The speedsters.
not for us. But we got there at 6:30. We were like one of the first few there, right? So we're standing in the line and our eyes are barely open. We look like newborn babies. And we're like, we're here, we're ready. There's no porta potties right there. We have both guzzled like 3 jugs, 3 of those, these,
We probably,
3 of these.
in addition to coffee.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So then we needed to
Seriously?
pee. We hadn't even left.
I was like, I need to pee. After we've been standing there for 20 minutes, I was like, I need to pee. And what comes after coffee? You know it. Yes. I needed to go poo. Like, in a serious way. And the longer I waited, the more I needed to go. Seriously. But I didn't want to leave the lineup because I thought, the second I leave this area, they're going to say, okay, now it's your turn. And, you know, because that is my luck. So I didn't leave. So we're staying there, and I keep saying, I really need to poo. I need to poo. I wonder where we're definitely stopping at the first rest stop. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, that would be one of my complaints to the Hotter Than Hell people is at each starting point, because they have it marked off by streets. So we were on like 5th Street. They need to have porta potties on each starting area. And if they did, we didn't see them because we were looking for them.
Jeez, I mean, I would have like I hate porta potties, but at that moment, I was like, please give me a place to relieve myself. Like, for real, this was not good. It was not good, and it was getting worse the longer we had to wait. So,
Yeah.
that sucked. Seriously.
But the first 10 miles, it's pretty easy. It was good weather. The wind wasn't blowing yet.
Oh, wait, no, you skipped over before we even crossed the starting line. Because we were sitting there talking amongst us. We were like, okay, so we're going to stop at the first rest stop to go to the bathroom. And then a little bit more time went by. And then you were like, I said, okay, no, we can't wait. I can't wait. There's no way I could wait. For 10 miles? Like, I'm on a bike 10 miles needing to poo and pee. Like, this is going to be an opportunity for disaster. So we take off. And we stopped. We hadn't even made it to the starting line yet, and I saw porta potties, and we peeled off. And we both went to the bathroom prior to. I was so happy. I've never been so happy to get to go to the bathroom before I started riding in all of my life. Like, it was the best porta potty poo on the planet.
She's my team partner.
Like, seriously though, I was so happy. I felt so good. It was awesome.
So, are you good with that?
I'm good. Okay,
I'm going to talk about the first 10.
We don't have to talk about my poo anymore, but it was great. I was really happy about it.
Miles. That was good. We clicked that out, but it was very crowded still. It was really crowded.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded.
Because you're all bunched up with the 25 milers and you just end up in a conglomerate of people.
Yeah. But when we were riding, we decided we would just pass that first stop and go on to the 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't want to stop at the first one.
First 10 is like a piece
It's
of cake.
You got this, babe. 50 more.
You helping us?
Yeah. I'm telling them there's so many strokes left. You got this. Good job, baby.
That worked out.
Yeah, and all the rest stops that we stopped at were really great. They had large selection of fruit and stuff, and well manned and really great helpers. I have zero complaint about the rest stops. Do you? I mean, they were just really great, very helpful, really adamant about, I'll hold your bike or I'll fill up your jug for you and bring it back to you. It was just really,
Yeah,
there
that
was
was
one,
really cool.
I think it was the one that the church had sponsored or something, that they were handing out little wet naps as you came out of the porta potty, which I've never been handed. Here, go ahead and clean your hands when you leave a porta potty. Because you always feel dirty when you come out of it.
Yeah.
Which brings us to talking about biking etiquette at these events.
I'm telling you what, you will do more stuff when you're on a long bike. Gross stuff. When you're on a long bike ride than you would ever dream of doing. Just like normally. Seriously. Like, I felt so disgusting. Like, I'm going to the porta potties. You've got, if you're on mile 30 in your ride, your legs are not strong enough as a female to hold you up. At least mine aren't. Like, they're like, I'm toast, and so to squat over a porta potty is very difficult. It is so difficult, and I failed so bad. Like, my rear end touched 3 porta potty toilets. And I am traumatized by it. Like, I felt so disgusting. Like, beyond disgusting.
I think we got 10 minutes of you talking about you in a porta potty.
It is important. I just have to say. The fact that you have to go to the porta potty is very important and stressful.
And then there's applying the butt cream. And, there's not enough room in the porta potties for you to be very graceful about doing much of anything. And there's a line to do it and all of that. So we just applied our butt cream just out in the open. Just put some on our hand and put them in our pants. And never is that appropriate behavior for an adult.
To be like, I got this cream right here going down.
To be around 200 other people, unless you're in the porn industry, I guess. But and so it doesn't feel awkward at the time. Now, like if you said, hey, why don't you go out in the corner and put on your butt cream? I'd be like, no way. But in the event, there's certain things that are just appropriate behavior.
I was standing there and I was like, well, now where am I going to go? I mean, there was people around me all over the place at this one stop. And I was like, really? Okay, fine. Just going in. I'm going in. And you got to kind of wipe it around. So it's like you're in and then you're wiping it all around in your pants.
How big are you? I mean, you're doing like, are you putting it on a whale or baby hippo?
Shut up.
Yeah, and there's another stop. There was several gentlemen lined up along the fence row that were just peeing out into this field. I guess they didn't want to go into the porta potty, or maybe there was a line. I don't know. It's just one of those things that you notice that in your day-to-day life you probably don't see that happen.
I hope not.
Especially in the city.
Like, really?
I mean, like, there's probably farmers that do it all the time, but oil field. Yeah.
Well, at least they're like mindful. Like, is anybody watching?
Yeah, they were. It was so funny. It was like it was.
You could have some guy peeing in a field, some woman putting on butt cream, and somebody eating a grape. I mean, all in a row.
That's true.
Hey, we're at...
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording. We just did this once and it wasn't recording. We're at mile 20-something. 21. And it's about 9:15. And we wanted to give a shout out to Wyatt and Waston.
Hi,
Wyatt and Austin. That was so bad. They're our #1 fans.
We're retarded, really.
Wyatt
We
and
have
Austin,
strawberries, though.
Pinkerton. Yeah. We got our shoes off, taking a small break, had
And
some
they're
fruit.
watching us be retarded. Say hey.
Anyhow, we just wanted to do a check-in from rest stop number 2.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So, be prepared to see some wild stuff. And if there's something you need to take care of, just do it. Everybody is there not to compete with each other so much as it is to compete with yourself and your body and your abilities. So, some things are just out the window, decorum or whatever you want to call it. It just let it go. Don't stress over the small stuff.
The things that are socially acceptable on a bike ride
Aren't socially acceptable in other places.
everyday
Yeah.
life, for sure.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Okay, we just fought a little bit of the wind, made it into Electra, and our average is, what babe, 12's, 13.1, 13.2? 13.1, and we want to kind of get that a little higher, that way we can meet the, what is the, Hell's Gate. We got to meet Hell's Gate by a certain time, so we've got to increase our speed over this next 20.
But here in a few miles, the wind will be at our back. Yay!
Way better. All right. Out.
Bye.
Cool picture.
Oh, did I flip it off?
I don't know.
I don't
Should
know
we
what
do
I
gang
was
sign? I don't even.
I don't know.
Yeehaw! Whee! With the wind. Woo!
It's almost like when I just took a shit.
I really hope that got on this camera because I've been filming the last couple of seconds.
Am I in it?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even look.
I did too. I looked before I hit record.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with the
Oh.
stops?
And pickle juice. I did my ice bucket challenge, even though no one saw it. I didn't record it, but I requested ice water to be poured over my head.
Nobody cares that you did the ice bucket challenge.
I did that at a rest stop to cool off. I thought
Nobody cares.
and they were happy to do it. I care.
ALS doesn't care.
It was for me.
Mm.
It was for me. S. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, we're at the next stop. Kadri and I decided that she's going to try to push to do the 80. You could get a little closer there.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot for Hell's Gate. I'm drinking me some pickle juice. Got this great kid with Grace Church holding my bicycle. There's all kinds of coolness going on here at this stop. It's getting hot.
It's definitely getting hot.
But we feel good. All right, bye.
Bye.
What do you think about the terrain? It's pretty easy.
It wasn't bad. The terrain's not bad. It's the heat and the wind.
The heat and the wind. Absolutely.
The heat and the wind are what kill you on this ride. The hills are not too bad. I mean, honestly.
There's just a handful that were even.
Of course, we didn't make the whole ride.
Yeah, that needs said that we did not finish.
Yeah.
But the first part of it you know, they were small hills. They weren't anything big. But yeah, it's the heat and the wind.
Yeah.
You damn right.
I think.
Okay, here's the thing. It's 12 more miles to Burke Burnett. Hell's Gate is right after that, and it closes at 12:30. If you don't go through Hell's Gate, they short you a shorter route. So, I've got just under an hour to get to Hell's Gate. I don't know. It's pretty cool. 4 miles out from Hell's Gate. I've lotioned up, butt creamed up, took some electrolytes, drank some electrolytes, had an orange, had a protein bar. We'll see what happens.
I mean, for me, I stopped at, it was just short of 54 miles at the 5th rest stop, or rest stop number 5, I think. Yeah. Anyway, that was when I called. I said, okay, I'm done. And it was probably about almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And for me, it just wasn't worth it to try to go any further. It was, I mean, I had just had the ER thing, and I didn't want to risk it. And I didn't want to feel sick again, and I didn't want to end up in the ER. So I was hot. I was kind of losing my mental game, you know. Once the thoughts of doubt start sneaking in, you're just like, I can't do this, you know. And it's such a it takes mental fortitude, you know, to get through the ride.
Yeah, because you can be really well trained, you can eat really well, you can have a really great bike on a really nice day, but if you don't have the mental fortitude, you're going to beat yourself up. Usually about the time you start really needing that second wind, you're either going to get the second wind and push through, or you're going to sag in.
Yeah.
So you got to work on that mental game and learn what techniques work best for you. Is it listening to music, you know, in one ear, or is it singing, or talking your body through it? I talk to my body when I'm doing it. Like, my toes are good, okay. My feet are good, okay. My ankles are good, okay. And usually, you know, I've clicked another 5-10 miles by the time I'm done. And by then the second wind kicks in and I can continue forward. But it's definitely, long rides are a mental
Well, and you have to
challenge.
make sure you take in electrolytes. I drank a bottle of pickle juice. Did I ever think that I would drink a bottle of pickle juice ever in my life? Like, and who decided to jar that stuff or bottle that stuff and sell it? I mean, really? Of course, it
An
was
athlete.
free. So I drank that. I mean, I took my electrolyte pills. I sucked my goo stuff down, which are all things I didn't do in the dehydrator, which I probably should have done. And said I drank way too much water. So you gotta be sure. I mean, so I think I felt good when I did decide to be done. I still felt good, but I didn't want to wait until I didn't feel good, and it was just so hot. It was.
Yeah, it was already 100 degrees by the time you quit. So, and I think it climbed to 102.
So I don't know.
And I made it. We split up at about mile. We split up at about mile 40.
42, I think it was, but yeah.
Because she knew at that point she wasn't going to make Hell's Gate, because Hell's Gate is at mile 60, or it was for this particular year. And I still was feeling really great, and I still had the mental game, so I was I wanted to push forward. So off I go, and there's rest stop stories in there that you'll see video footage of. But I rounded the corner, and it was right at the top of the map where you start heading south. Well, that puts you dead on into the wind. And so that little couple of miles right there to get to Hell's Gate was hard. It took a long time to get that 2-3 miles because I was really needing a rest stop. I was really needing to put some water on my neck and cool down a little bit, but I wasn't going to stop until I reached Hell's Gate, and there's a rest stop there. Rounded the corner, the gate was up, I had the whole red sign, I was like, woo! In my head I was excited because I was like, I made it, because it was a very hard push to get there before 12:30, because if you don't get there before Hell's Gate closes, they route you a different way.
Through the Air Force Base, which they say is cool.
They say that's really cool, but I didn't go to the Hotter Than Hell to ride 80 miles. I went to Duncan and rode 80 miles for the dehydrator. I wanted to do the 100. And if I wasn't going to do the 100, then I wouldn't have went. But in that last quarter of a mile to get to Hell's Gate, it closed. And so I pulled off at the rest stop, and that's when my mental game just went out the window. I was like, forget it. I don't want to ride in this heat and champion this win for an 80-mile ride. That's not what I signed up to do. So in my eyes, I had already failed. Mm-hmm. So then why continue forward? So I sagged in at that mark, at the 64-mile mark or whatever it was.
Okay, so here's the deal. I rounded the corner, and within a matter of a quarter of a mile, Hell's Gate closed, which means they'll route you a different way, which gives you like 80 miles or some crap, right? Well, nobody's going to ride in this heat to go the short route. That's just, nobody's going to, I'm not doing it. So now I'm sagging in with all of these people.
Hi. Token Canadian here.
Token Canadian. We have some Canadians on Facebook too. So I think now it's time for just like a massage and some air conditioning and an adult beverage.
And beer.
Yeah. Right? We're going to do a little beer. And just didn't make it, and I'm bummed, but
I'm so sick of Gatorade.
quarter of a mile. Bye, guys.
Which is okay. I mean, it was our first time to try it. It was an incredibly hot day. We didn't train the last 3 weeks before it, so there's a lot of little fails on our part leading up to it. So it's not like we're shocked, like, oh, I can't believe we didn't finish. No, just bummed out.
And we know what to expect next year. You
Yeah.
know,
A little
and
more prepared.
and you know, if the training matters, it just does.
Yeah, the training definitely matters. And like I said in the beginning, there wasn't any videos by just normal average people. We aren't, you know, great big athletes. We're just your average people. We have real jobs. She's a nurse. I'm a IT person. We don't bike all the time. We don't go to rides every single weekend. We have average bikes, you know, $1,000, $1,500 bikes. We're not professionals by any stretch, but there was nothing to be found on YouTube for just average people. Where are you going? How did you plan for
Talking
it?
real.
How did you do? Yeah,
Talking
just real not very
talk.
technical, just this is how it went for us. And so that's definitely why we wanted to do this video.
Yeah. So, and a big reason why we kind of wanted to get back, we've never been able to get back on a big ride before they're already packed
Yeah,
up
they already
everything.
packed up the tables, and you're just
Like,
man.
you suck so bad, we're already packed up, we forgot about you already.
And the people who maybe we are friends with, they're like, oh, did you see that one? They had all this, they had all the beer. They had
And
all
we didn't see anything
We didn't see
except
nothing.
the
They're
truck
they're-
driving away with the tent on it.
dust
you know.
flying off it. Yeah, so we wanted to be at the end gathering and see everybody. So it was good that we got to enjoy that finally, because we haven't been able to. But I would definitely trade getting to finish the 100 over the
Yeah.
party.
Well, plus you had gotten in scoop on the VIP tent,
Yeah, we got to go in the VIP tent and hang out, which was really cool.
so that was fun. And because Chip, the leader or the organizer
I don't know what his title is.
of the Hotter Than Hell, given us a card to get into the VIP tent because she had to put it off for 2 years because of her bike wreck.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the VIP tent. Whoa. We got free beer, free barbecue, free air conditioning. I don't know.
Free beer. Oh, you already said that.
Yeah, I said, really?
You know what?
Put the beer down. Put the beer down.
Short-term memory loss at this point.
Yeah, so we're in the VIP tent.
It's got carpet.
It does have
It's got
carpet.
Seriously.
And really good food.
Yeah. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We're waiting for a drawing to see if we can win that bike over there. See it? Right there. So,
Maybe we will.
that would be awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
We didn't get a medal.
We didn't get a medal. Everybody that we were whining to about it, they were like, well, we'll just go up a couple of blocks, get on your bike, and bike across the line, and they'll give you a medal. And I didn't want that. I wanted it because I actually did it, not because I figured out a way to beat the system. I think that's BS if you do that. That's crap. So, next year. There's always next year.
Everything's alright. I got a feeling, I got a feeling, I got a feeling everything's alright.
What do you think the Hotter Than Hell did really right?
Oh man, I mean the support on the rest stops was like just
Off the hook.
off the chain. I mean, it was just awesome. I mean, they had doctors throughout the course to check you out. They had first aid at every stop, and I mean it was really really cool.
They had bicycle repair stuff at every stop too.
Yeah, I felt really safe. You know, like if something did happen, that there was somebody there that could take care of me. You said you saw somebody being carted away with...
Yeah, with an IV and everything. So it wasn't like they were just there taking your temperature. There was some legit medical care happening.
Yeah.
So that's really great because it was incredibly hot.
Yeah.
And the police presence, you
Oh my
can't,
gosh, yeah.
can't, for someone who's been hit by a vehicle on my bike going down the road, you cannot express how important that is to see the local officers. There was highway patrol there was county there was city there that was patrolling the roads, stopping traffic, keeping everybody slowed down. It was really comforting to ride. You didn't have that instant paranoia that somebody's going to pull off of a dirt road onto the road you're on and go whizzing by you at 60 miles an hour, because that just didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
was all through
huge
the
police
through
presence.
the route. Plus, it was even around the event itself. You
Mhm.
know, where the event center was, there was a huge police presence. You know, so I felt like our bikes on the car and stuff were safe. And I didn't have to worry about that.
And if you laid your bike down at the after party or at the event before, you didn't have to think, oh, somebody's going to run off with it in any second, because there was just a really good support of the bicycles.
Yeah.
And the bicycles.
It was cool.
Yeah,
It was really cool.
What did they do wrong?
Well, the porta potty thing at the start, that
Yeah, either we
Back
just
to porta potties.
just missed it, or
or they
just-
need to put like a beacon, like a P
Yeah.
here,
or just anyway.
That and what else?
That's a good sign, right? They must have done really well. If we have to sit and think about the things they did wrong.
Yeah.
I think it.
That's it.
You can't do that when I'm eating my pretzel.
Oh. Be done.
I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else to add that would be of any importance.
So, we're going to do it next year, and hopefully we'll make it the whole way.
We'll be at the Y if you guys want to come hang out.
At the Y. That really sounded bad. I'm just saying.
Why would that sound bad? Why would that sound bad? I don't get it.
You've never heard that?
Say-
Going downtown to the Y.
You're such a creep. Yeah, you need my glasses on, otherwise you're blurry. Okay,
Really?
now you'll just be blurry then.
I'm blurred.
Oh, we're still recording. Oh, no, now it is recording.